Hey, it is a dark episode for December the 20th, 2023, and I just watched James Somerton's apology video, a half an hour-ish long video. I talked about him a little while ago, I talked about him a little while ago, a video essayist on YouTube who was quite systematically exposed as a complete plagiarist and fabricator and somebody who used his massive fan base to basically attack anyone who raised concerns about said activities. And finally, someone large enough, Bomber guy, sort of said, no, and this is why, and kind of went through very systematically, showing with very much all the receipts, this is what's happened. And yes, the fellow Somerton has finally come out with a apology video, which is very much in character. There's something about being on camera that people cannot help but be themselves. He starts off by saying he had committed suicide and been in the hospital, tried to commit suicide and was in the hospital for a while. So framing it already as I am the victim, whether indeed he did or not, beside the point, but just framing it that way. And then going through a whole bunch of stuff, basically speaking about everything in a very passive voice about, this was done, but, of course it wasn't me. I didn't write that. Throwing his co-writer under the bus, saying, oh, he wasn't an employee, he was a 50-50 partner, and I didn't write that part, and I didn't write that part. And, oh, I'm really happy that Bomber guy and his people have set up a fund to kind of try and repay all the people that I have taken their money from. And he said, like, oh, and people wildly overestimate exactly how much money I made. It's very expensive living in the Toronto area. So there's no money left, honey. You're not getting anything from me. This sort of stuff. And like, oh, maybe, I'll put the videos back up, and there's plenty of videos that don't have lots and lots and lots of plagiarism, and this wasn't just the way I just ran my business the entire time. So when I put them back up, any money that, comes from the ones that I did plagiarize, of course, I'll make sure that they get the money, or maybe I'll set up my own fund to give to them. And it's just like, oh my God. It's, instructive. Let's put it that way. It's a very instructive video of like, this is this person real time. If you want to see how they react to this stuff and how wriggly and how quickly they're going to try and slime their ways out of this and try and kind of see if they can gain enough pity to have enough suckers who will continue to fund them. In some sort of way they can continue to make money, they will do it. Yeah. And somebody who ripped off the work, a gay man who's ripped off the work of dead gay authors, died of AIDS, who cut off younger generation from actually learning who were the actual sources of this information. It's just, wow. It's instructive. And I mean, it's the joy of YouTube is you do see people be themselves. I mean, if there was any entertainment value in the many videos I have made on this channel, it is, this guy, he doesn't understand what he's doing, but boy, he's just showing us who he is. And isn't that just a picture? Or maybe it's just boring and banal, but it's a portrait. You can't help but give portraits of yourself, and definitely not flattering ones in James Somerton's way. And I mean, it's interesting, the people who can actually make themselves out attractive this way. Like, are they just naturally attractive? naturally charming and could do it, or is they just really good at concealing all the kind of the seething nightmare? I mean, I talked about a while ago about a booktuber who people genuinely liked in the kind of science fiction thing. I didn't really, I think I'd only seen a couple of videos, which I kind of thought were boring because they were just sort of, to my mind, just the usual booktube churn. But maybe he came across as a nice guy to people, but was revealed to be a child pornographer, a you know a pedophile, and it's just like ugh. And he was able to conceal that part of himself from other people. So, um, strangely enough, Somerton coming out with just this appalling apology video, which is so transparently um, him as a crook, him as a plagiarist, liar, um, someone who can't conceal exactly how venal he um, is comforting in a way. I mean, it's comforting in the sense of that each bomber guy finally was able to bring this to light after he had obviously very ruthlessly kind of stamped it down using his followers as his tools. It's like it's a happy ending, not for him, but for the rest of us. But something like this booktuber who has turned out to be a pedophile, that is one of those really disquieting stories where you go, shit, anyone I talk to online who I think is a nice guy, who I have some kind of relationship with, could could turn out just you know just off camera be a fucking monster, and I wouldn't know it. And just you know that is a scary story. That is a disquieting story. Somerton is a happy ending for us all, a comfort to us all, in a world that we probably shouldn't be that comforted in. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I've been nattering.